Okay, hi everyone, welcome to Sochi, and we are here for our first race of Season 2 in SSR for all tiers This is the first race of the season, and we are kicking things off with some F2 action, and we are straight into a one-shot qualifying. So 2 seconds, let me get everything set up. We need telemetry off, lap data, track map, and let's see, detail, tyres fitted, hide the UI. So yeah, we've got a one-shot qualifying for F2, so things kicking off straight away. TTM Stena and has actually just invalidated, I think. So II Division is currently the quickest driver. Last season's pole time here in F2 was a 1:44.2, but I think we'll see quicker than that today. Interestingly, you'll see Sander down the bottom there is on the medium tyres for one-shot qualifying, which is an interesting strategy. But Division currently in the lead, and he's just big slide there from Division, still fastest zone. Actually, Titan is just taken over that role into, I believe that's turn 8 here at Russia. Just heading now towards the back straight with the DRS zone. I'll check chat in a bit, guys. Thanks for all tuning in. Anyone who's in at the minute, just watch this qualifying session unfold. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. And let's see then, Ultra Titan and Division has taken over again from Ultra Titan. Division second place in last year's championship, has talked a lot about how he is coming for the title in season 2, and he can start it off here with a pole position. Just the tricky sector 3 to go, left then right chicane, not a great camera angle here, that's better. Let's go on board with Division for the end of a lap. He's still quickest, and Ultra Titan has just taken over from Division. 2 corners to go, 2 right-handers. And Ultra Titan is on pole, 1:43.5, 1/10 clear of Division. And that is qualifying done straight away. One-shot qualifying. Ultra Titan's on pole by 1/10 to Division. Let's check the chat. All dry says Ultra Titan for the race weather. Hi Brazy, hi Craig. Hopefully the screen's alright. Chalupa, let me know if not. I will sort out the UI for the race. Straight into one-shot qualifying. But we've got Ultra Titan on pole in the ART car. II Division P2, 1/10 off, and then a big gap to P3. Formula Maxim and Reflex Plier make up the second row. Let's see who disqualified. We've got just Sander, Shush, and TTM Stena, our championship winner last time out, as disqualified or invalidated his lap. He's going to start as last of our 18 runners for our feature race. And I will tell you how long that is when we get into it, because I don't know. Brady said graphics are normal. Cool. Let me know if the stream's okay. Hopefully it is. Solved some issues from the last time I was hosting. Conley says Emu for the win. Didn't see where he placed. Let's check in on that in a minute. I assume we've got a formation lap, so we'll have some time to run through the grid. Boogie saying the screen looks perfect. Thanks, mate. Thanks for letting me know. And let's see, we'll wait for everyone to load in. Again, as always, don't ready up before the host. I think we had someone readying up before the qualifying session, unfortunately, which I believe is a qualifying ban for next week, but I'm sure the stewards will look into that. Hopefully, I believe it's Zampa we're going to wait for to ready up for the formation lap. And as I say that, I can't actually... Oh, I've got a... Yeah, press Y. 2 seconds, guys. Fuck, a couple of people's games have crashed, but we'll just wait to see what happens here. 13 viewers, thanks for... Zampa needs an invite. Okay, 2 seconds. Didn't get the notification here, lagged out, but let's have a look. Zampa should have an invite. Let me just check if anyone else needs one. Reflex Pilot as well. Let's see if we can get him in. Reflex Pilot we've invited as well. Oh, we're having a lobby restart. Guys, I think you'll all agree there's not one better way to kick off Season 2 in a Codemasters game than with a lobby restart. So I believe we're going to take a quick break. If not, I will fill some time with some mindless chatter. and we will back for one shot quali in a bit. But 2 seconds. I'm not sure if we'll restart quali or not. We'll find out. But yeah, we're going to have a lobby restart. I'm going to quit to the main menu. Unfortunately, I believe some people have disconnected there. But we will find out in a minute. Like I said, no better way to start off Season 2 in a Codemasters game than with some sort of glitch. Hopefully you'll hang around for the restart in a minute. Okay, guys, we are back. Thanks for sticking around. Still 15 viewers watching. We're going to go straight into the feature race. For those that missed it, we did manage to get a one-shot qualifying done before a few people unfortunately lagged out, or the game kicked them out in between the qualifying and the feature race. So Ultra Titan is going to be on pole, and that also means he is our early championship leader because you get 4 points for pole position here in F2. So Ultra Titan off to a good start, 4 points to him in this season already, and he's going to be on pole. Division was P2, and I believe Formula Maxim was up in P3, which I know he'll be happy about. And we're just going to wait, I'm sure, a couple of minutes for these guys to ready up. But yeah, Ultra Titan on pole, Division P2, Maxim P3, and I guess the other big news are last year's champion TTM Stenner starting from the back of the grid after invalidating at turn 1, he says in the Discord chat, where I think everyone will agree. I mean, track limits is pretty harsh everywhere here in Russia, but particularly at turn 1. So that's why he invalidated, and he will start at the back of the grid. So not great for him to start with. I'm sure, though, he'll be up near the front as soon as possible. So just checking last year, SSR Stenner was P1, like I said, defending championship, 384 points. Division, our next best of those still here in Season 2 is P3, and Monkey, our next best after that, P5 in the championship. So all those three guys we expect to be quick here today, but we've also got a lot of our quick F1 drivers from last year decided to take the plunge into F2 as well. Ultra Titan was very quick in Tier 2 last year. Budweiser is a Tier 1 driver this year, as is Zampa, our league owner, who's decided to have a go in F2. So lots of quick guys. I believe Zampa was the first one already up there, I think. Yep, looks like he was, so that's good. So no bans incoming for anyone. TTM Marta in the chat saying, come on Stenner. Yeah, well, like I said, I think he's going to be up there, but he is starting from the back of the grid. So we're going to watch him make, hopefully, a lot of overtakes. Russia obviously got the long straight before actually what is turn 2 at the start of the race. There's going to be a lot of moves into there, I'm sure. I believe we've got a formation lap. Let's have a look. Yes, we do. So that's good. Gives me time to set everything up. I believe everything is really good, which is great. Okay, so like I said, Ultra Titan on pole, leading us away for the 14-lap feature race. We're currently on the formation lap. Just to fill everyone in on the rules, so those not familiar with F2, they have to make one pit stop. So for everyone other than Sander, let me just double check. For everyone other than Sander, yeah, well no, a few guys starting on the mediums, sorry, but for everyone other than the guys starting on the mediums, they're obviously going to change to the medium tyres, and the guys on the mediums will swap later on in the race to the super soft tyres. You can't pit before lap 3, I think it is, to change your tyres. So if there's a safety car before then, you're not allowed to come in and change. If you do come in and change your tyres, you're going to have to pit again at some point else in the race. So that's something to keep an eye out for early on in the race. I'm sure we'll see some of the super soft runners come in probably around lap 5 would be my guess. But we shall see. All the guys in the top 10 obviously on the super softs that they qualified on. Everyone below that is on fresh mediums or the super softs. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I should probably say I'm Bascom62. That's who you're listening to. And yeah, we are looking forward. Like I said, first race of Season 2 for SSR. We've had about a month-long break between Season 1 and Season 2. Lots of hard work from all the admins and staff getting everything ready. We've got another 3 races this weekend, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, which I'll mention more about later on in the stream. All 3 tiers coming back for tier Season 2. And having seen practice races, pre-season races, time trial times, etc., then I can tell you there is going to be some very, very good races this year on all tiers. Loads of drivers so close together. It's going to be good stuff. But we have F2 today, and Ultra Titan has come around the last few corners of the formation lap, and then we're going to be under 2 races, feature race and a sprint race. And let's get ready. Just backing everyone up a little bit. And I believe SSR Raf has joined a little bit late. That's why he's starting P19, Stenna P18. Let's have a look. Who was SSR Charisma P10? I think Conley was cheering him on earlier. He said Emu for the win. That might be a good battle there. Bradley Johnson versus SSR Charisma. Something to keep an eye out for. Two teammates there, Monkey and Zampa, on the fourth row of the grid. But we're going to focus on the top two to start with. Ultra Titan and Division. And we are almost underway. 14 laps of Sochi for the first race of the season. And the game has decided to give me a lovely view of the back of the cars. DUI. Hopefully there you go. That should be good. Sorry about that. Then 5 lights are out and we are away, and we've got a lovely view, as I said, of the back of the grid. Let's change that. There we go. Formula Maxim early up to Tier 2 Division's got a really bad start. Down in P5 from Division. Not sure what happened there. Ultra Titan still leads. He's going 3 wide into turn 2. I think that's Maxim on the inside. Or Maxim on the outside, sorry. Ultra Titan on the inside. Maxim cuts the corner a little bit. Bit of end plate flying around out the back. It's Ultra Titan still in the lead. And Maxim now on the inside. Gets the lead into turn 4 this is now. Maxim leads from Ultra. Bone Apple T in third. Reflex Pilot P4. Division with a really bad start. Down in P5. We've got a yellow flag. Who's out at the back? Charisma is down at the back of the grid. I think we've got a safety car. I've not been. It's either a virtual or a full safety. It's a VSC. You can see from the grid board there on the tracks. We've got a VSC. Aero's made a brilliant start on the medium tyres. He started P11 and he's up to P6. That could be a good position for him as Zampa manages to get past Transform. We are racing again. Let's have a look at that. Oh, it's getting a bit tasty there. Transformer right in front of Stenna, who, like we said, is looking to make up positions. Let's have a look. Where is Stenna? And he has got through Transformer. He ran wide there. Didn't actually see it on the screen. He ran that far wide. Let's go back up at the top. Ultra on Formula Maxim. Got a bit of scrapping down at the bottom of the grid. We'll come back to that if we need to. I think, and that's Raf has spun at the start of the straight. Unfortunately, but Maxim still leads. Great start from him. He started P3 and we saw Division get a really bad start. Maxim then went around the outside of Titan at turn 2. I think did cut the corner a little bit, but managed to keep the place. And let's see, big gap there. Is that between Aero? Yeah, Aero's sort of on his own. And then we've got Shush. And oh, that's a tap. That's a contact between Shush and Budweiser. Budweiser is round. Shush went a little bit, well, he just dived up the inside. We've got someone in the pits as well. That's just Sander. But Shush dived down the inside of Budweiser at the penultimate corner and made big contact there. Zampa's apparently up into P2. I don't think that's right. Like Maxim still leads. Titan right behind him. And we've got a 3-way scrap behind that. That's Reflex Pilot currently in third. And he's got 2 guys right behind him. Division and Bone Apple T. Let's have a look. Division in, that is not P6. I believe that's P4. Zampa and Stenna out of position in the telemetry. Bone right behind. There we go. Just sorting itself out now. Maxim still leads. Titan still right behind him. And Titan's going to go for a move here on the outside. That's a brilliant move. Side by side, down the straight. Maxim just about stays in front, but they're going to be side by side. Penalty for J22. And Maxim defends really well. Titan going to go for the switchback move. Let's have a look. He's still on the outside. These two still side by side. Maxim going to have the inside for the chicane. That becomes the outside for the next part of it. He's going to hold it around the outside, Maxim. And he just about stays in front. But Titan, and they've got Reflex Pilot is right behind these two. And he's going to have a look up the inside. Same place that Shush and Budweiser had contact. And Maxim's down to P2. Oh, there's contact. Maxim on the outside of Reflex Pilot. It's chaos there. That's Shush as well sliding around. But Titan has got into the lead. And DRS is enabled to stand over the fastest lap. Titan's into the lead. Maxim has got a good run on him though. He's going to come back. Oh, up the inside. This Maxim's now in the lead. Titan got tugged, and he is now drops into P3. Bone Apple T's there as well. Crazy start here in Russia between the top cars. We've got Reflex Pilot now in the lead. He was P3 at the end of the last lap. He's now in the lead. Maxim stays in P2. Titan the big loser. Tapped by Maxim at turn 2, and he's lost out. And he's going to now have another go as Division goes up the inside of Bone Apple T. Oh, almost contact. Stays it together. Bone defends it well. Crazy close between these top guys. Division desperate to get past and join the fight for the lead. Maxim and Titan are both going to have DRS, so Reflex Pilot could be in trouble. Titan picks up a 3-second time penalty already for corner cutting. Let's see if Maxim can get past Reflex Pilot. He's going to have DRS. He's going to do it, I think, before the corner he does. Is Ultra Titan going to have another look as well? Another great camera angle. This car's going everywhere at turn. I think that's turn 9. Oh, and Reflex Pilot. Really bad exit there. And I think someone's gone. As that Ultra Titan has gone. He has. Titan was facing the wrong way. And he's still facing the wrong way. And Titan lost the car there at the end of the straight. And that's allowed Maxim to get clear. Reflex Pilot in P2. Bone Apple T still leads Division. Shush is up there. And let's see, I think Division's going to have a good run here at Bone Apple. Crazy start here. 4 laps in. Stenner's got a penalty as well. A few penalties starting to roll in. Let's see if Division can clear Bone Apple T. And he does just about, I think. Oh, sorry, no, that was Division defending from Shush. The 2 orange cars confusing me there, and Shush has now got around the outside of Division through turn 3, but then doesn't get as much pace. Is he going to send it up the inside? Oh, I think after his collision with Budweiser, rightfully decides that's not the fight he wants. But is he now going to have a look up the inside of the next corner? This time he is. And now they're going to go side by side again. How many times have we seen cars side by side already here at Russia? Division keeps the outside line, and I think with these F2 cars, that outside line is really powerful because that traction allows you to keep the foot in, and we see Division keeps that place in P4, and Maxim has built up a 1.5 second lead out front. Let's see what's happening at the back of the grid. Not sure much is happening. A few guys in the pits. Got a battle here. Zampa on J22 Lally. Zampa's going to have DRS in a minute. Let's go back up to Shush because he's got DRS on Division. Is he going to Division force him to the outside and then cuts that off as well? Really forces Shush really to eat some barrier there. And Shush stays behind. He's going to have to be patient now. No really overtaking moves. We did see him try and send it on Budweiser at the penultimate corner on lap 1. That ended badly for Budweiser. I think we might see something about that after the race. Division now. Who's that coming into the pits? That's Bone Apple T. Coming into the pits at the end of lap 5. That's when I said some of the guys might start the pit. He's the only one of the front runners to make that pit stop. And now let's see. Shush is going to have DRS on Division, but he doesn't look to be gaining too much at the minute. And all these guys are going to sit behind each other. Bones in the pits. He's dropping down to P12. And now we've got Charisma, an SSR battle here. Charisma on Zampa. This is for P10, the final points position. And Charisma's going to go around the outside. And Zampa sort of lets him have it. Doesn't fight it too badly. And he's into P10, Charisma. Points for the top 10 point scorers in the feature race. And crucially, the top 8 are reversed for the sprint race. So Budweiser currently, if everything finished as it is, would then start on pole for the sprint race. And Formula Maxim would start 8th. 9 down to 19 would start as they finish. And the closest battle looks to be Stenner and Aeros keeping up on the medium tyres. So I think we're at that range now where the super soft tyres are starting to drop off a bit. And we're seeing Aeros just dropped outside the DRS range there. But he's the only one really who started on the medium tyres who's had a good start and looks to be in contention. A lot of the other guys on mediums have already dropped off to the back of the grid. And Zampa's going to come back here at Charisma. This is the close battle at the minute. Stenner is catching up to Monkey as well. We'll keep an eye on that. And Zampa not able to make use of DRS there. Charisma stays in front. I do apologise, guys. I'm not going to be able to use the team names too much. I'm not too clued up on the new 2021 so far. Mostly because the colours on the left hand side, Division's apparently in a yellow car, but that's most definitely not yellow. So that's confusing me a little bit. Hopefully it's not confusing you too much. Who have we got in the pit? Reflex Pilot has pitted from P2. Shush in the pits as well. I believe that's the Campos car. And he's Bone Apple's teammate, so that little bit synchronised there. Bone Apple pitted the previous lap. Let's see how he does in terms of coming out alongside these cars that have pitted this lap. Has the undercut worked for Bone Apple T here? The earliest guy to pit of our front runners. Let's see what he jumps up to. Long pit stop here in F2. And is he going to come out ahead of Reflex Pilot here? That's the critical one. And he is, I think, going to come up very close to him. So we've seen the undercut worked here. And Jay Lally is out. Where's that? That looks like it's on track. We're going to see it in a second. I'm not sure where that... It looks like it's in the middle of that chicane. Oh, Transformer has gone very deep there. We caught that on the stream. He got a little bit lost at the end of that straight, but yes, Jay Lally's out on track there. He's crashed in the chicane. Are we going to see if we can see it? But we're not getting a great camera angle, unfortunately. I think it's just on the right hand side there of Cyclo Chaz's car. No virtual safety car though, which is crucial for the guys who stayed out. Maxim would have loved the virtual safety car there. But let's see, Bone Apple T came up very close to Reflex Pilot, and that was not how close the gap was when they both pitted. So the undercut strong here, which could actually bring Maxim back into play with these guys. I think the guys who stayed out, obviously going to have fresh tyres at the end, but might lose out a little bit here. I'm sure they're all going to come in. We'll keep on board with Bone, see if he can use that DRS. And then we'll see if the front runners, yeah, we're seeing Maxim, Division, all pit at the top of your screen there, top left. So let's stay on board with these two, Bone Apple T and Reflex Pilot. And Transformer has retired. I think that's in the pit lane looking at the track map. And he's out of the session. And we see, yeah, the top four guys who were top four on the track have all pitted. Charisma in as well. And Aero on those medium tyres that he started on leads the race now. Let's see where Reflex Pilot and Bone Apple T rejoin alongside the guys who have pitted. That's going to be the battle we're keeping on to. And Bradley Johnson and Charisma are still on Super Softs? Or is Charisma going to change in a second? I think he is. Let's see then. Reflex Pilot has jumped Division. And Maxim, a big gap for Maxim. That's an overcut there for Maxim that's worked really well. He's used a clear air. Maxim with a 4-second lead here halfway through the race. Great start from him. That's already down to 3 seconds though. Not sure if Maxim made a mistake there. And also penalty free, which is crucial. So let's just watch on board with Bone Apple T and Reflex Pilot. That's the crucial battle at the minute. Division's just behind them. And Stenner, we said he was going to make up ground. Started 18th out of 19. And he is currently 6th place. Great race from him so far. He has pitted as well. So he's fought his way through the grid. We managed to miss pretty much all of his overtakes, unfortunately. But he is up. And yes, TTM Mark of Stenner P1. It's possible now. Reflex Pilot with another penalty. Let's check in on penalties. And yeah, Reflex, the big loser so far, with a 6-second penalty for those guys. And Bones now is going to be desperate to get past because of those penalties. He needs to try and catch up with Maxim. Only 7 laps to go. And I think the thing is with F2, it is just non-stop. Only 14 laps, and this is the feature race. Guys are side by side pretty much the whole race. And Division's caught up to the back of these two. Steno is going to be catching up as well. Shush, Monkey, all these top 8 really very quick drivers, especially in F2, as a few guys pick up penalties. And we are seeing them at the top of this. And crucial here, the top 8, obviously, like we said, reversed for the sprint race. So keep an eye on that. Whoever finishes P8 is going to start on pole for the next race. And Division is all over the back of Bone Apple T. And he's already through, I think. Or it's going to be through in a minute. They've both got DRS. Let's see. Division's round the outside. And Bone, yeah, he's got through before the corner. Division through up into P4. Net P3. Aero still has to pit. And I think the pit stop's probably going to be about 25, 26 seconds on these F2 cars. So he's going to drop in probably back towards 9th or 10th, but on the fresh super soft tyres, which is going to be crucial for him. Monkey on the back then. We're seeing a big gap to Budweiser. So I think the top 8 pretty much are going to be our set top 8 unless anything drastic happens. But as we're seeing Monkey run wide, he's not got a penalty yet. That won't help that cause. But yeah, the top 8 are reversed, and the top 8 at the minute look pretty quick compared to the rest of the grid. Let's see what Sanders up to with Bradley Johnson. The battle here for the last points playing position right now. Sanders on 5-lap old super soft, so he is going to have to pit again. I guess he unfortunately might have had to make a pit stop before the 3rd lap, which obviously means he's going to have pitted again. $10 in the chat. Hello, mate. Hope you're well. Our Tier 2 champion from last season in F1. And let's see, Stennett, as we predicted, has caught very quickly up to Pineapple T. He seems to be one that's struggling. He pitted a lap earlier than everyone else. And Aero's in the pits. So he's going to do, he's going to do 5 laps then, or 6 laps on these super soft tyres. That's crucial where he's going to come out. We'll keep an eye on that. Maxim's already passed him. And I think Stennett is going to pass Bone Apple T in a minute. That seems to be what is about to happen. He's got the DRS open. Bone Apple T is out of DRS range of the car in front, so he's going to be a sitting duck for TTM Stennett, and Stennett moves up into P4. Great comeback so far for him. Let's have a look at those position changes. There we go. He is up 14 places, and Shush didn't realise started quite far down as well. He's up 11, so he started P17. He even validated in qualifying as well. So them two, or those two I should say, having very, very good races. They've all pitted. Where did Aero came out? Aero came out in P8. That's a brilliant strategy from him. We see he's cleared Budweiser, and now he's got clear air in front of the to catch up with Monkey. So we'll be looking at both fastest lap and if he can catch up to that top 8. But if he doesn't catch up, he is still on pole for the sprint race. So brilliant strategy from Aero. He's made that work really well. And now we're seeing the gap between the top guys start to just stretch out a little bit, which is good because it means I can take a slight breather and we can take stock of where we are. Maxim is the only one of the top 6 without penalties, and he is looking very, very strong right now. I know a lot of the guys in the chat, Maxim, Division, Stennett especially, have been bigging up their own chances in this championship. A lot of talk about Division wanting to make up for the loss of a championship last season. And that is currently the battle. And Division is looking to make up more points. He is in DRS range of Reflex Pilot. Coming up to the start of the 10th lap here out of 14. We had Ultra Titan start on pole. He got tapped by Maxim at one point. That dropped him down to 3rd early on in the race, and then a spin all on his own from what we could see on the stream has dropped him out of contention here, and he is down in 12th place. Maxim, who started P3, was in the lead after turn 2. Brilliant start from him, and he's pretty much held it all race. Bit of a tangle with Reflex and Ultra at one point, but he has been super solid. And that leads still 2.5 seconds, and with penalty free as well. Division with only 3 seconds of penalties. Looks like the guy is probably nailed on for 2nd at the minute, but Stennett is very quick and is going to catch him up probably quite soon, especially if he can not clear Reflex Pilot. That's crucial for Division. He needs to clear Reflex as soon as possible. We know he's quicker because he's caught up to the back of him pretty quickly, but it's whether he can use that DRS to get past. Let's go on board with Division and see if he can use that DRS down the back straight. Should be wide open from now. No ERS in F2, of course. So, an Ultra Titan's left. Let's just watch this battle, and then I'm going to get him back in as quickly as possible. Does he get through? He does run the outside, and then there's the inside for the 2nd corner, but Division is now on the outside. Reflex Pilot, sorry, is on the outside. He's going to the outside for the chicane. He's back through. So, very... 2 seconds, let me just get Division back in. Oh, sorry, Ultra Titan back in. But yeah, we saw Division look like he got the move done there on Reflex Pilot. But Reflex Pilot managed to keep back through. Ultra Titan has been sent an invite. Hopefully he can get back in. And now Division's going to have another go. And Stennett's made up half a second on that lap, closing that gap. Division should be able to get through. And we see Stennett, fastest lap of the race, 146. And that's been beaten straight away by Aero on the fresh tyres as expected, 146.8. And Division does get through this time. Yeah, hopefully you got the invite back, mate. Let me know if you need another one. I did send one out. Hopefully you can get back in. Division has cleared Reflex Pilot. And now he has got a 2.4 second gap to catch up with Maxim, but also 3 seconds worth of penalties. So Maxim looking very good for the win here. Stenner looking very good to join Division on the podium though. Sander sets the fastest lap of the race, also on fresh super soft tyres. And the big gap then, we've got Stenner catching up with Reflex Pilot. I believe those two are teammates, so that could be interesting there. And we've also got Aero on those fresh tyres catching up to Monkey. So those are the two battles to keep an eye on. Let's watch the battle for the podium. 17 people watching. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Our first race of season 2. If you are new here, give us a follow. We've got a yellow flag at sector 1. That's Raf, I think. Yep, he's round. That's at the end of turn 2. Exit of turn 2. He's back round. Not a great race from Raf. It's not the first time he's been facing the wrong way. Love a second race to make up for it, of course. Stenner's within... and he's left for session. Let's get Raf back in quickly before these guys get to the DRS zone. I'm not sure if that was a deliberate lead or not. But let's see. We've got an invite out to Raf. And the yellow flag in sector 3. Is that Zampa? Let's have a look. No, Zampa's facing the right way. I think it might have been though. It looked like it was his car that was stopped on track. But he's back in P11. And let's see. Is Stenner just a bit too far back on Reflex Pilot? But that is the battle for the final podium position. And Reflex Pilot now with 9 seconds. Stenner with 6 seconds. So you have to say if Bone and Shush can make up some ground, they could be on for a podium as well. But at the minute, it's going to be Stenner who's going to take that third spot. We don't want stops. Everyone's going to have done one stop pretty much. Oh, and now we see Division has caught. How quick did that happen? Division has caught up to the back of Maxim. 2.5 seconds was the gap not long ago. And Division has caught right up to the back to him. This is the battle for the lead. Division, remember, has a 3 second penalty, time penalty. If he clears Maxim here, he's going to have 2 laps to extend that gap. And that's going to be something to keep an eye on. Let's see if we can get past here. Division on Maxim for the race lead. Stenner and Reflex Pilot battling just behind. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Division's going to go round the inside. Sorry, doesn't get the move done. He's too far back. And let's see if Stenner could either. No, Stenner and Reflex Pilot, they are battling. There's no team orders there. Probably because, looking at that, they're actually in different teams. Like I said, still learning the teams here in F2. But Reflex Pilot stays ahead of Stenner. Let's see, as Aero doesn't seem to be catching up to the back of Monkey too much. I wonder if his super softs have started to die already. But this is going to be Division on Maxim for the lead. Stenner and Reflex Pilot battling behind them as well. Maxim defending on the inside. Division's going to go around the outside. Probably going to get it done before the corner. Looks like he is. And now Division has 2 laps to build up that 3 second lead. Maxim, we see, cutting that corner a little bit. Amazingly, Reflex Pilot stays ahead of Stenner. Surprised by that. Let's just quickly check the warnings for Maxim, because that could be crucial. And he's on 2 warnings. So, 1 more corner cut for Maxim. And that will hand Division the lead. But Division can still win it just by stretching that gap out to 3 seconds. He's got 2 laps to do it. Let's keep an eye on that, and also keep an eye on Stenner. And we've got the 2 Campos drivers, I think that is. I could be wrong. But they look like they're both orange cars. As Monkey runs out behind them. No, they're different cars as well. I'm just going to refrain from trying to guess what teams these guys are. But we've got those 2 orange cars are battling as well. Stenner is there. Maxim, crucially, is going to get DRS down this straight, which is going to hold that gap a little bit. But guys, this is going to be super, super close between the top 2 for that win. Stenner still can't get past Reflex Pilot. He's too far back here by the looks of things. He has got the 3 second penalties in hand. Let's get the penalties up now just so we can see that. He's got 3 seconds penalties in hand, so if he's just sitting back, and he has also extended that gap to Bone to 4 seconds, so he's looking good here for 3rd, but I'm sure he want to do it on track. Crucially, Maxim still within a second of Division. Looks like he's going to get DRS up the pit straight, which is huge for him, and he is looking good here still for the win. Let's keep the yellow flag in sector 2. That's a Williams at Ultra Titan. Yeah, unfortunately it is. Not sure what happened there. Looked like he was close with Sander. on the track at that point. Maxim is going to get DRS, doesn't need to overtake here, just needs to keep it within the white lines, and he will win the feature race. And Stenner finally gets past Reflex Pilot. Too little, and there's a bit of contact there, and Reflex Pilot sort of pushes Stenner across the track, and now Stenner's picked up a 3-second time penalty, and these guys now both have 9 seconds worth of penalties, which means that Bone Apple T is on for third right now, and these guys are battling it out on track for a position. Looks like Reflex really just nudged Stenner off the track there. Might see something after the race for that. Just possibly to get that penalty removed, but I'm not too sure. And now Stenner's going to have to extend that gap. So yeah, Bone Apple T looking really good for the third podium position, and they're battling out with Shush. And Maxim is looking very good for the win. Last lap here, guys. Half a lap to go. Division with 3 seconds worth of penalties leads Maxim by only a second. And basic maths will tell us that Maxim is going to win this race unless something drastic happens. Charisma's still close to Zampa, but we'll let them battle. Reflex Pilot too far back on Stenner. So them, and Raf has managed to get himself disqualified by not knowing the rules too well. Shush didn't manage to get past Bone Apple T, so let's watch the top 2 guys cross the line. Division is going to cross the line on track. He's now 1.8 seconds clear, but he's only got 2 corners left. Maxim just needs to keep it within the lines. Division crosses the line, he wins the feature race on track. Maxim is going to win the race. On penalties though, Maxim wins. Division P2, Stenner crosses the line P3, Reflex Pilot just behind him, and Bone Apple T and Shush both jump those guys into P3 and P4 respectively. Stenner now P5, Reflex Pilot P6, Monkey P7, not far off catching those guys as well. Aero on his alt strat takes P8 and pole for the sprint race. Budweiser and Bradley Johnson round out the points positions. Zampa is going to cross the line in a second. He's had a good battle with Charisma all race, and Charisma's actually going to take that one on penalties. Charisma up in the P11, very close to Zampa. They had a good race. Sander takes P13. Ultra Titan, very good qualifying. He got 4 points for pole. No points in the race. P14 after a spin. And a couple of guys we didn't give much airtime to. Unfortunately, Vogue is in P15. And Psycho Chaz, nice little drift there for the cameras for Vogue. And he actually takes Ultra Titan by just under a tenth of a second on track. And Psycho Chaz is now going to get some lovely airtime at the back of the grid to finish off the race. Maxim, the winner then of the feature race, he will be very happy with that. He's going to start P8 for the sprint race. Division takes P2, and Bone Apple T rounds out this particular podium. And we're just going to wait for Psycho Chaz to finish his lap. And Transformer, J2 Lally and SSR Raf unable to finish. I think actually they all left the session as well. So guys, any drivers watching, just be careful for a couple of AI cars at the start. And Psycho Chaz does finish the race down there. And that is the feature race done. That was a very good race. Crazy start. Things settled down a little bit at the middle. And then as usual, especially in F2 of these shorter races, penalties came into it big time. Stenner gets driver of the day up from P18 to P5. Very, very good race from him. And he's going to start in P4 for the sprint race, which is coming up very soon. We see the podium there of Formula Maxim, II Division and Bone Apple T. Ultra saying spun 3 times. These cars are difficult, mate. I did a few races season 1 in these cars. They are so difficult compared to the F1 cars. Once you get used to them, they're not too bad. But I think this is one of your first races in these cars. Very, very good qualifier, mate. You're already on 4 points. Let's see the results here for the feature race. And hopefully you can make up Ultra in the sprint race in a minute. Top 8, I believe, score points in the sprint race. We're going to see a few guys battling there. Yeah, Shush and Stenner, brilliant races from them. We see started 17th and 18th respectively, finished 4th and 5th. Stenner saying in the Discord that he thinks he's going to get that P3 back. We saw that contact with Reflex Pilot that nudged him over the track and gave him that penalty. And I'm sure the stewards will take a look at that, but that's for after the race. And now we're going to have a sprint race in a second. Guys, any predictions for the sprint race? Get them in. Aero's on pole. Do we think anyone's going to surge up through the grid? Not sure how long it is. I think it's about 9 or 10 laps. No one has to pit. Everyone's going to be on the super soft. Oh no, but they're on the medium tyres, sorry. And like the name suggests, it is a straight sprint to the finish. And we're just going to wait for the guys to ready up. Shouldn't be long. And like we see there already, the session is going to start in 25 seconds. And then we are go. Luckily, Zampa and Division, the first couple to ready up. That's always a good sign. I believe there is another formation lap, which will be good, because that will give me time to take stock a little bit from the feature race, which was a very busy one. I'm sure the sprint race is going to be no different, and we do have a formation lap. And have I read the rules wrong? Ultra Titan appears to be on pole. I think I know what's happened there. I think the custom grid has possibly messed things up here. And yeah, looks like we're going to get another lobby restart. Apologies for that, guys. Teething problems, as always, at the start of a new season, and especially with a Codemasters game. I think that's because of the custom grid. I'm not sure why that wouldn't change over, but we're going to have another nice break for you guys in between the races. Hopefully you can stick around. We're going to have an 11 lap sprint race in a minute once we sort out the grid again. Sorry for that, guys. We will be back shortly as everyone's going to leave the session. So yeah, apologies about this, guys. Just going to have another custom grid. Unfortunately, it didn't want to change over. So we're just going to wait for the next lobby. Our third of the evening, which is always a good start. Guys, we are back. Sorry about that. Thanks to the 14 of you who stayed around. Apologies for that. Unfortunately, slight difficulties with getting the game to just do a sprint race. So we are going to have a 5-lap sprint race here with the reverse grid from the feature race. 5 laps instead of 11. Not a lot of time for some of the guys to make their way through the field, but it's going to be a very intense, very close 5 laps. So stick around for that. We've got a 5-lap sprint race coming up. Just while these guys ready up, I'm just going to tell you that we have got the start of Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3 coming up this weekend. Tier 1 kicks off tomorrow night at 11 PM. Tier 2 on Saturday also at 11, and Tier 3 on Sunday also at 11 on the slightly revised timetable from last season. So make sure you tune in at 11 PM tomorrow night for Tier 2. And believe me when I say we have got some very quick drivers, all pace based this year, who's in each tier. So we've got our 20 quickest drivers in Tier 2 tomorrow, and it's going to be really good fun. So tune in for that. We've got the lovely King Chalupa and SSR Charisma on the comms, I believe. So that's going to be good fun. And yeah, just waiting for these guys to ready up. We've got a 5-lap sprint race to finish off our slightly disjointed F2 stream today. Thanks for those who stuck around. Unfortunately, Codemasters, as usual, are glitching the game out. So that's fun. Just going to wait for some of these guys to ready up, and we will be going. No formation lap when we get going, so I'm going to have to joggle the stream around and try and keep up with the 5-lap race as we start. Hopefully I can do that. I believe we've got about 14 drivers in for this. A few guys haven't made it, but we are go. Thanks, as I said again, for those who stuck around. And we are in 10 seconds away. Like we, for those who didn't remember, Aero should be on pole. He finished 8th in the feature race. And then I think it's Monkey, and then Reflex Pilot, apologies, and then Stenner, I think, is your top 4. But we are 5 red lights, and we are going to be underway very quickly. We are underway now for 5-lap sprint race. Let me just get the stuff set up. A lap data we're going to have on as well. And then we are underway. Aero's still on pole, or he's still in the lead. Monkey's up the inside. A few guys looking to go 3 or 4 wide in behind. Reflex Pilot and Stenner sandwiched together. We saw them have contact at the end. Oh, more contact between Reflex Pilot and Stenner. Oh, and Stenner is round, and we've got cars flying everywhere. Charisma is round. Stenner and Maxim are race winner from the feature race. I think Titan was involved as well. He's had no luck since his pole position at the start. Really unlucky, and it's Maxim, Stenner, Budweiser, Charisma and Titan all involved in that. That's the top 10, the bottom 5 are pretty much out now that it's only 5 laps, and Monkey is all over the back of Aero. Top 8 score points in this one, so and the top 9 are pretty clear right now, so it's going to be unlucky for those bottom 5 guys. They're going to probably miss out on points. Monkey, Reflex Pilot and Aero battling out for the lead right now. Back straight here on lap 1 with this 5-lap race. Monkey's going to go down the inside of Aero. Doesn't get the move done. Oh, and Aero goes deep, and now Monkey is going to get the move done around the outside. Just wait for the game to catch up. There we go. Monkey on the outside, Aero on the inside. Watch from Reflex Pilot behind them. And the Monkey is now going to have the inside for the second half of the chicane, and he is through, I think. No idea because the game won't show us. There we go. Monkey is through on Aero, and then Reflex Pilot is now going to go down the inside. Not really a corner you can go too wide on. And we see, I think a Shush has hit Reflex Pilot. It's all kicking off here. Let's have a look from Shush's point of view. Pineapple T gets around the outside, and we see Reflex Pilot has dropped off massively. Sanders going to have a look there. Everyone's staying pretty much sensible there. Sanders going to have a look up the inside of Reflex Pilot. Yellow flag behind that is Charisma, I think. And Ultra Titan unfortunately retired in the pits. Yeah, JDM, as we're seeing Reflex Pilot get back past Sander. I think someone was sideways and someone was also upside down. I think it was 2 different cars. To be honest with you, with a very chaotic turn 2. Division very close behind Aero. Yellow flag in sector 1. That's for Ultra's retirement in the pit. Sandy gets a 2-second time penalty, as does Zampa. That's going to be not great in a 5-lap race. And we're seeing Division all over the back of Aero and gives him a nice little tap just to say, please hurry up. I want to catch Monkey, because he's already 1.5 seconds down the road. No DRS yet either, but he's going to be desperate to get past. Bone is not far behind. Shush a little bit further off. This is the key battle. This is for second in the race. And Division needs to be bold here if he's going to have any chance of winning. He is going to send it. Aero sticks it around the outside. We've seen so many guys defend like that. Division goes to the switchback. Not got enough traction though. Is not going to send it there, I don't think. Aero thinks he's coming. He actually isn't. And then that allows Division to maybe send it. But Aero stays in front. And now Bone Apple T gets a great run at Division. He sensibly drops back in. Shush now catches up. And all these guys are so close together. Let's go back to this camera angle. And yeah, the Aero train has started with 3 laps to go. Unsurprisingly, a chaotic 5-lap sprint race. Oh my god, what's going on here? They're all going side by side. Division up the inside. Needs to get through. And I think he is. And yeah, Division. Oh, and now Aero is going to go around the inside. Let's have a look. No, it stays behind. And now Bone's going to dive up the inside. This is chaotic 3rd lap here at Sochi. Charisma's retired. That looks like it's in the pits. So we're down to 12 runners. Only the top 8 score points here. Zampa with another 2-second time penalty. That's going to hurt his chances of scoring a point. Needs to finish in the top 8 and he's currently 8th. Needs to build that gap out to Psycho Chaz to 4 seconds. Otherwise he's going to drop out. But this is the key battle. The Aero train has dropped down to 3rd. And it's the 2 orange cars. No idea their names. One of them's definitely a Campos. But I'm not sure what the other one is. Or who's driving what. But I will find that out for next week, I promise. But Aero is still in 3rd. And Bone Apple T is going to have a look now at the inside. And we've got Reflex Pilot behind him battling with Shush. Bone Apple T down the inside. Aero's going to try and defend this time with a switchback. That's a good racing between the two. Aero's now on the outside. Bone looks to push him off a little bit. Aero's going to be outside, which turns to be inside for the chicane. Yellow flag. Not sure who's gone off there. Great racing between these two guys. And Zampa's retired. I think that's Zampa. Yeah, Zampa's gone round. Didn't see that on the stream. Not sure how he's managed to retire at a very slow corner there, but he is out of the race. Zampa already picked up 4 seconds worth of penalties. Let's see, Division has closed that gap to Monkey a little bit, but he's got only 2 laps to go to rein that gap in, as Bone finally, with DRS this time, does get past Aero. And now Shush becomes the next victim of that train. Actually, Aero's going to have a little look down the outside. No room there. Unsurprisingly, is he going to have a chance to have a look at Bone Apple T? No, Bone is there. And Shush now is going to have a outside line which turns to the inside. That's covered off by Aero. But you have to say, based on the pace that these guys are showing so far, that with 2 laps to go, Shush and possibly Reflex Pilot are going to be able to get past Aero here. He started on pole, the reverse grid. But he's dropped down to P4, and Shush and Reflex both all over the back of him. Top 6 have pulled away, and Division is catching up very closely. The Monkey is going to get DRS here, possibly. No, Monkey just keeps him ahead. That's crucial. But I think based on that, Division is probably going to have DRS on the last lap. So keep an eye on that time between the 2 IIs, as I'm going to call them. Looks like Bone Apple T has slowed up here. Heatwave has joined, which isn't great, but he won't be able to take part because he's a little bit late. And let's see, Shush still in P5. Aero managed to stay ahead there, which is a little bit surprising. And he's actually caught back up to Bone Apple T. That guy, oh, an Aero with a 2-second penalty. That could be crucial with only a lap to go. Let's watch Division. He's going to get DRS in a second. Oh, and again, it's just actually extended down to 9/10 now. Reflex Pilot with a penalty as well. It's looking like Bone Apple T is looking very good for the 3rd podium spot again here. And Division has got DRS, I think. Last lap of the race. It's Division v Monkey for the win. It's Shush v Bone Apple Tea for the third spot, but Aero is making life difficult for Shush. And Shush round the outside. Heatwave decided to join again. And Aero keeps ahead. So let's go back to Division and Monkey for the last lap of the race. 4 tenths is the gap. Neither with penalties. This is a straight on-track battle for the win in this sprint race. Thanks to everyone who has stayed with us for the entirety of the stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. And we're going to have one last battle and then stick around for the post-race interviews as well. And I've got to do some maths in a minute to try and figure out who got the most points over the 2 races. I'm sure we'll work that out. Division now has got DRS. Monkey breaks the slipstream, moving to the right hand side. Division now back in. He's going to have one chance to make a move. He's weaving and weaving, but he has not got the pace to catch him up. And Monkey now looks like then he has secured the win in the sprint race, unless Division can find somewhere pretty spectacular to get past. It's not looking likely. Monkey looking good. Budweiser gets past Psycho Chaz, and they're battling for the last points paying position. But this is the battle we're going to keep an eye on for the last couple of corners of a sprint race. Monkey leads into the last corner, and he is going to win the sprint race in Sochi. Division 5 tenths behind. Bone Apple Tea is going to get his second podium of the event. 2 out of 2 third places. Shush takes 4th. Aero P5 after his pole position. Reflex gets 6th. Sander takes home a couple of points in P7, and Maxim, after being involved in the collision at the start, recovers to take P8, where he started the race. Great racing from him. His win in the feature race, he finishes P8. Division gets the driver of the day for his drive. He finished P2. Monkey wins the race, and like we said, Maxim gets the final points. So let's get some guys. Let's just have a quick look at the results quickly, just so we're double sure. That was, as expected, a pretty crazy 5 laps. That's a podium. And let's see then. There we go. There is your results for the 5-lap sprint race. That was actually a feature race. The top 8 all scoring points. And let's get some guys in the party to speak to them after the race. So we'll get Division in. Let's get Maxim in for his feature race win. Division, could you invite Monkey for me? It doesn't seem to be on my friends list. I'm going to get Formula Maxim in. Hi Division, could you invite Monkey for me? I can't seem to see him on my friends list. Okay, if you could get him in, and we'll go with those 3. Maxim's in. Let's get Bonus in as well. Cool. Make sure you tick the box, guys. Good job. There's definitely a box. Yeah, that's probably why, mate. So, okay, let's see if we're able to sort that. Are you able to end your lovely stream, Maxim, and join ours? I think because you're streaming, it won't come up on our stream. I could be wrong, but if you're not able to tick the box, okay, you test it. So you test it, and I will speak. I don't know if that works or not, but I will let's speak to Monkey first. Monkey, you won the sprint race after finishing, I believe, P7 in the feature race. Just talk us through your races. How was the first race of the season for you? Yeah, good. Good job. Yeah, I think you're probably glad in the end that it was only a 5 lap sprint race with Division coming back at you there. But we will move on to Division. I was just saying that you were probably glad it was only a 5 lap sprint race. Oh, isn't it? Oh, okay. Well, we will end. We'll end. Oh, okay. Well, we will end the stream there then. We didn't want to speak to you guys anyway. But if no one can hear me, then I will say, guys, thanks for watching, and we will